hoping for a win to sort of bump that up.
And here we go. Red mails for cowards. We're not going to be seeing that today.
Yep. Link is taking that advice to heart. Cool, map check already. I saw a pendant up at Hera and one of our Pyramid Fairy crystals over at Desert.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting if they get an early book, see if anybody heads over there quickly.
I guess it depends on where that second crystal is, but it is a somewhat easy dungeon to beat and get to.
Yeah, the only possible hurdle in there would be not having the boots and having one of the keys on the torch that you need to get to. It's a pretty nice full magic drop right there, just in case they find an item that uses magic down here. That'll get them through escape real quick.
So someone asked what the record is between them. It looks like they're at 1-1 against each other. Yes, 1-1. So they're trying to break that tie between them. They only race a total of 3 against each opponent. So this is their last race. And of course, the settings for the seed were chosen by the bot. It's a random selection with each person allowed to veto one choice. This is just what the bot picked.
Yeah, the bot picked this. There were a couple vetoes. Barnage vetoed Key Sanity, and the Lane vetoed just Ganon for the goal.
Wanted that all dungeons. Which is nice if you're confident in your ability to just do the dungeons. And I sort of like the all dungeons because then you don't have to worry about going into a pendant dungeon, sort of taking that risk that something might be there. You're going to have to beat it anyway, so you might as well go ahead and beat it.
Right, and then you're always guaranteed, you always need the same exact items for go mode, so you don't have to worry about, do I need this, do I need that?
Well, at least until Randomizer gets in the mix, but not this time.
Very, very true.
So nothing much in escape yet. We already got, of course, a small key. You need that small key to progress to the back. We got one bomb for the lane, which is sort of important. That's why they're killing enemies, to get that bomb drop so they can actually check the back. You don't really want to backtrack for that if you don't get a glove.
They are picking up quite a few rupees, though, just in case they don't find any bombs here. They will be able to purchase bombs in Kakariko when they get there.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's as vanilla as Randomizer can get, because it's still a random collection of items. You don't see anything different yet. I mean, Small Cube's in a different location. But when they end up picking up, you know, Fire Rod early, it makes it different. We have the long trek to the back. I don't think we got the map yet, so there should be 4 more items. So we include the one in Sanctuary.
Yeah, every chest they've opened so far has been rupees, with the exception of that one key.
Maxim Barnes looking for that bomb. Do you know who dropped the bomb for the lane?
I can't remember where he got that bomb from. I don't know if it couldn't have been one of the guards, because Barnage has been killing all of the guards.
Luckily, he has some rats coming up that he can kill. The snakes, those are really good, because there's a room of like 6 of them.
Yeah, the first room with water in the sewers, there's a really nice spot in the upper right corner. If you go up there, there's about 5 or 6 rats. You can just stand there and kill every single one of them.
There you go. There's a bomb for Maxim Barnett, so he'll be able to clear all of escape.
Yeah, and you can really see how much that one bomb, finding it that early, has made a difference for the lane. He's an entire room ahead right now in the escape.
Yeah. Very nice rat, too, just coming towards him. You don't see that too often. Oh, look, both sides. That's good.
And they both got the perfect key rat. Hey, there's a bottle. We can go visit Sick Kid while we're in the village, and 300 rupees so we can pay the bottle vendor.
So many rupees. They're going to have enough for Zora soon. They don't have a way to get to Zora, but it's still good to sort of get out of the way.
Yeah, this being all dungeons and needing so many items, I wouldn't be surprised if they got Moon Pearl with this many rupees trying to go up to Zora's area with a fake flipper over by Ice Rod Cave just to get all those items really quickly.
Yeah. And there, of course, is the map, since we didn't see that earlier. And that is Escape. We'll see where the lane goes. He's checking the map, but it looks like he's going to head west towards the village. Maybe he'll hit up Lost Woods first. Both of our runners are heading that way. I mean, they can clear out everything. With that bottle, they can visit Zick Kid. They have enough to buy bombs.
Yeah, it'll be a full clear Kakariko minus library. And it looks like the lane checking the tree pole, getting 5 arrows for it. Barnes is going to get the same. And
Ooh.
the crab bush has bombs. That's huge.
That's useful. Always a good thing to check. And he dropped an 8-pack as the secondary.
Oh, wow. There's a sword on Lumberjack. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that sword's interesting, though. There's 4 swords total in the item pool, but given its hard mode, you can only get up to tempered. So that actually changes what the 4th sword is. They might opt to pass that one, but then again, with this being all dungeons, you sort of have to beat Aga anyway.
Right, since they already have to beat Aga, if they've got the boots and they've only got Master Sword, it'll be interesting to see if they go grab that sword before they go to Ganon and speed the fight up.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't find silvers, then it'd be a really good play.
I mean, it's a bit of a trek to get back there. I don't know what takes about 30 seconds. It's not that bad. And for an upgraded sword?
Yeah, I think it'll all depend on the timing of Aga and the boots.
Right.
We see the lane's about to check out Blind's basement. Let's see if we can get some progression out of here.
I mean, outside of Kakariko Village, there's still a few places for them to check. There's a mirror, which doesn't help them just yet, but it's really good to get early on. Makes that Dark World routing just so much easier.
Yeah, and that's the thing about all dungeons runs. You know you're going to end up clearing most of Overworld. It's how efficiently can you clear most of Overworld. And then how many dungeons can you go mode on the back end of that.
Plenty of rupees, not too many hearts yet. I mean, you're not going to see as many hearts in hard, but still, you hope to find a few.
We got the first of the 2 shields in the well. Nothing much else in here, though.
Oh, the lane's going to sell the bead to the bottle vendor. That's for 100 rupees.
Yeah, he's got his Zora money now.
Oh, Maximum Barter's doing the same thing. Nice. It's something you don't usually see. You don't really get a magic bead this early.
And just 10 arrows in the chicken hut.
Now we're running out of things in Kakariko, and all we had was Mir, huh?
Yeah, that's all we've got so far. So this is kind of interesting to see where this is going to go.
There you go. There's a heart from the sick kid. Sick kid made himself sick, so you'd have an extra heart.
Yeah, but if he's sick, that heart might be tainted.
Well, Link has it now. The price you have to pay.
And just a piece of heart up in the library, so won't be coming back there. See if the race game has anything good.
Wow, okay. So I was talking about other things they can do. You're probably going to see them head to South Shore, since there's a good chunk of items down there. Counting the dam and Ice Rod Cave, that's 8 items. So you see the lane heading there now. Maximum Barnage is gambling on the race game, which is a shame. He'll be disappointed once he gets there.
Yeah, I can't say I really blame him either. It's not finding anything in Kakariko. You got to almost think something's here.
Yeah.
And one thing we will see here, the lane's going to use a minor glitch that we're allowed to use. Using the mirror on the same frame that you move a block erases the block as long as you can't mirror back to the start. And we do see him pick up the ice rod for his efforts.
So it's another item nice to have, but not useful to much later on. Where's that progression? Useless boomerang. Although it is the better of the 2 boomerangs, in my opinion.
It's by far the better. It's much superior to the red one.
I don't even know where the lane used up all of his bombs. Oh, he never got the 8-pack, that's why. Yes, Ganon's Tower does count for all dungeons. Now, typically you beat it anyway for Aga 2 to unlock Ganon, but I guess you can get... Well, we don't have entrance rando here, but if we did... Yes. Nice bombs from the lane. And Maximum Barnage heading over to Desert. We got a bow for the lane in Mini Moldorm Cave. So that actually is sort of progression if you are okay doing the dark rooms in Eastern.
Yeah, and I can imagine both of these guys are pretty comfortable doing the dark rooms. Barnage with the Agahnim check early on, making a big gamble here.
This could be good. I mean, with how much we're not finding. Where's that glove? Where's that first glove? Just a shovel.
Oh, man. Do you want to do a fetch quest?
Okay, this seed is not giving him anything for free, is it?
No, this is pretty rough for a start here.
Alright, looks like Maximum Barnage is going to pass up on the shovel just for now. I mean, there is a lot of items. There's a glove over an Ice Rod Cave for the lane.
That's pretty nice to see there, because now they can head up Death Mountain on a sequence break without the lamp, and they can actually get into Tower Hera up there because they have the mirror.
You know, funny enough, they still haven't found any actual in-logic progression yet.
This is very true. Maybe we'll see some over on the lane side. He's got 3 items at Sasha's closet, and another 2, maybe 3 in Eastern, so 5 or 6 items up here.
Sahasra's closet being the official term according to the hint boxes. At least I think that's what it says. There's a bow for Maximum Barnage. Let's see what Sahasra has. Flippers. Actual progression. And Quake for later, just in case. You know what? I was wrong. Glove did unlock Zora. But now Flippers is just an easier way to get over there.
It is. Plus, it lets us get the ledge item in case that is something.
Maximum Barnage has to be careful here. 1 heart, and this is not an easy section. And he really does need to get it. A death here would be devastating.
Yeah, if he dies here, he's probably not going to come back for a while, so let's hope he gets through here.
Careful. Alright, he made it. Whew.
Thank goodness. We got the compass in the first chest for the lane over on his side.
So there are 3 items total here in Eastern, and he can go ahead and beat it and do a dark room, a couple of dark rooms, if you want to full clear it. But with bow, no problem. I want to know if that shovels anything. That would be really good. It looks like Maximum Barnage is going to do the flipper check. Well, we see nothing on the island. He didn't get his flippers yet.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit before he gets back over there. Hey, the lane finding some real progression. There's a lamp. That'll let us get all the way through this dungeon.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, and it also lets us get up Death Mountain, too.
Right. Which means they can get all the way up to Hera. They can beat Hera with a lantern, guaranteed to be able to beat it full cleared if they want to. No, Thalane got the hint. It was just that there was a Hash and Kakariko well. No big deal. So no Moon Pearl yet. There's a chance the Seed actually might want them to go kill Aga early.
It's kind of looking that way with the lamp. Got lamp, no hammer, no mitts. All we need is that damage item to get through the beam at the start of Aga Tower. Either another sword or get the cape so that we can cape through it. And the lane's already got all the items out of here. He's going to go finish this off anyway just because we have to do this dungeon. But all we're going to get is the map off the boss. So there's definitely progression somewhere else.
So we can see them do some Zora checks, doing some flipper stuff. Or, like we mentioned, going up the Death Mountain. Although Death Mountain you can only do to the left-hand side right now without that hammer or hook shot.
Yeah, with the left side in Hera, that only leaves him 4 items there. The Zora check gets him 4 items, so it's really a coin flip at this point. Unless it's the shovel.
Right? Lane taking on Armos with bow.
Yeah, we see a very nicely executed quick kill on Armos.
Alright, what is the plan? Gonna go for a swim or climb a mountain?
I say let's go for a swim, see if we find hookshot or hammer. That way we can at least get the right side of Death Mountain while we're up there.
Alright, someone else answered. But yes, flippers were in behind Sahasha. It looks like the lane is going to go for a swim. The only downside of going for a swim early, sometimes it can be nice if you can route this in with catfish, but given how little they have, it's better to do this so they can have access to the right-hand side of the mountain in case there's hookshot or hammer over here.
Right, but like you pointed out, it does alienate catfish, so if there is something over there and we don't get a hint tile saying what it is, it might be a long time before we see any of the guys go over there.
More rupee. This is a rich seed. They have more than enough rupees to beat the game. Even buy some potions if they need to.
Yeah, having 1,200 rupees this early is pretty insane, actually.
Now, you might see a difference between the runners right now. The lane is not really that far ahead. Keep in mind, Maximum Barnage went over to Desert and got a shovel from Agahnim, which could be important, or it just might be, more rupees. We don't know yet. So it's still early on. Plenty of things to do and check. I'm getting a bottle check from the lane.
And he gets a health potion from the fairy. Now, it is hard mode, so the potion's only going to give him 7 hearts when he uses it, but still, 7 hearts is a pretty big deal.
Another nice Armos kill on Maximum Barnage's side. Is that they look like bombs.
Yeah, those were definitely bombs on the ledge, so not there. Maybe King Zora's got it for us.
Wow, this is like nothing. I mean, Death Mountain or that shovel is looking like the play.
Come on, Barnage, make the shovel play.
Oh, I think we're getting a Death Mountain play, which is gonna turn out to be in his favor, at least short term. The lane only got a bottle from Zora, which is nice to have as a safety, but no progression. All right, both the runners heading up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, and because of those extra Zora checks that the lane made, if Barnage never goes back there and makes them, he's actually going to gain a little bit of time here.
Maybe he'll be able to ride it in with Catfish.
This is very true.
So the big item they could there's a few items they could use if they get a sword or a cape. That means maybe go kill Agahnim early. Hammer to get to the right-hand side of Death Mountain, or Hookshot. There's a lot of things over there.
It'll be interesting to see if either of these guys go straight for the item up here in Spectacle Rock Cave. There is a hint tile right next to it, so...
Oh no! The lane crushed by cabbage.
That's pretty rough right there. It's even more money.
They've gotten like 3 of those by now.
Yeah, there's our map check. Green Pendant Pod, Blue Pendant Ice Palace, and the 5-6 is over at Thieves Town.
We are going to get a hint check from the lane. Ooh, there's a flute. That doesn't help us. I mean, it helps navigate around, but it's not progression yet. Oh, useless hint. And a vague hint for Maximum Barnage and Hera.
This seed is definitely something else, and it's Hera basement required. The big key is going to be in its vanilla location.
So we're down to 1 more item here.
2, the shovel.
Well, I should say up at Death Mountain.
Yeah, just the one up Death Mountain here, but it could very well be the shovel. It's 50-50 on the shovel.
We could get mitts. And that opens up Checkerboard Cave for one extra location.
I really love seeing Moon Pearl over in Checkerboard Cave. That's just, it's something cool to see. And plus, if they get that, they can get into desert as well. So there's a possibility that there's something desert.
Further Sword Hera, basically vanilla. They don't really have anything extra that could help them here.
Yeah, the only nice addition in vanilla are the boots, just so you can get through the boss a little bit quicker.
You can do the dash strats, but we won't see that because we have no boots unless boots happen to be the last item here. So we're going to know very soon the mitts.
You called it.
And we also have just money at Graveyard Ledge. That's the hint. So mitts, which unlocks Desert and Checkerboard Cave right now. Wow, that's funny. Both flute and the mitts over here. All right, let's see how Moldorm goes for maximum Barnage here. 6 hits.
The last hit being the toughest because he is going to go into his enrage phase where he goes much, much faster.
Nicely done. Thalane just got his mitts. He's heading up towards Moldorm now.
So what we're likely going to see here is Barnage saving quit, go activate his flute, and head right on over to the desert area to see what he can find over there.
All right, while he does that, we do want to keep an eye on Thalane as he does his fight against Moldorm.
Oh, here comes our shovel check.
On the way to activate flute, that's a nice combo. And well done for Thalane beating Moldorm. Holding up the sword does help keep you on the stage, not fall in a pit, but it can still be tricky. Bombos!
Oh my.
That could be required. Both for ice or for one of the later dungeons. Now, the lane has no shovel, so he's just going to go straight and activate the flute. Almost in sync.
Yeah, this is true, as Chat mentions. He could go sequence break into Ice Palace, but I don't think there'd be much benefit in that right now without the hammer.
Yeah, you really don't want to double dip ice if you can help it.
Yeah, ice is one of those places we're gonna see them try to go mode. It's much faster go mode than it is trying to get all the items out of there.
All right, something you don't usually see, a bunny in mire. The lane right on his heels. So what do we need? Bombos. It's absolutely required to get that shovel. Although the lane's probably going to pick it up soon anyway.
Yeah, he'll probably get it while he's over here in this area. It's just when is he going to actually go check the shovel is the question.
The big question is, can they beat Desert? It really depends if we see one of the keys on the lamp coming up.
And while Barnage is doing Desert, we see the lane trying to use a minor glitch here. If you use the mirror and enter a dark world door at the same time, you can actually get the items out of here.
He's checking to see if you can swing the sword. Essentially, you enter Super Bunny state. We did get a hint that the Pyramid Fairy is useless for us.
We did, and we also saw that the big key is on the torch, so we will need boots before we come back here. And there it is.
Moon Pearl at checkerboard. And of course, they need boots to beat Desert, so they'll have to come back later. So now he can go back and check the Mire Shed. What do we have over here? More money and a mushroom. You know, the shovel fetch quest item led us to a good thing, so maybe mushroom will too.
It's possible. Or do you hang on to that until you get cane and try to do fake powder?
I mean, in terms of items they need for go mode, we're actually running out. Not saying it could still be totally be at Magic Bat. So he's opening up the portal. He won't be able to do anything, though. You can't enter Mire without boots or a hookshot. Maybe he's doing it now so that way he doesn't have to waste the magic later. Are we getting a key steal? I think we are. No. Okay, he's just walking by to go to Agahnim. Instant mushroom check, though, for maximum Barnage. Let's see if this fetch quest is good. Nope. Nothing.
More money. And Barney's going to put some of that money to use and buy a couple potions. Now, the lane did pick up his shovel. He's still got to go check that and get his bombos. I think it might be a little while before we see him do that, though. He'll probably rot it in when he goes into Dark World, which he should be doing right about now.
Looks like...
After he checks the mushroom.
Yeah, it looks like both our runners are going to do that. I mean, this is the only portal they can access currently. So if they want to go to the Dark World, this is it.
Yeah, and so they're over here by Thieves Town. They don't have the hammer. Do you think either one of them is going to put off Thieves Town until they get the hammer for that last item, or are they just going to go dive in there and try to beat it?
Normally, I say do the dungeon while you're there. However, they have mitts, they have flute. It's not that bad to backtrack to. So putting it off while you, especially do a route heading over to Hype Cave, just to see if you get hammer, could prove valuable. It looks like Maximum Barnage is going right into Thieves, though. There's a sword for his trouble.
That's some really good value here.
There's 4 items total in Thieves. That's one of them.
Right, and we've got 4 chests in the front half. They could have items. One of them's guaranteed to have the big keys, so the best we'll see is 3 out of the front half.
Looks like the lane's going to do the rest of Village of Outcasts. Now maybe he'll swing over to Hype Cave first. And there's silvers. Again, you can't use it except on Ganon, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, those make the Ganon fight much shorter. It's definitely worth the time to find those.
Oh, Maximum Barnage is just doing the front half check. A book. So 2 items. And that's actually a sword and a book is actually a really good find.
Yeah, that is a really good find. He's going to be able to check the Bombo's tablet down by Swamp Palace when he gets down there after he routes all the way down. And unfortunately, the lane looks like he's going to go digging game and do all this and completely skip Thieves Town.
He'll be back. Maybe he'll just do an actual full clear rather than in the first half. Let's see what digging game gets us today. Actually, a heart container pretty useful at this point. It's their 7th one. Well, 7 total hearts, that is.
Yeah, because this is hard mode, the most they can get is 14 hearts. So you might see runners of this caliber skipping heart pieces in normal mode. This mode, they're more than likely going to pick most of them up.
At least until they hit around like 9-10 hearts. And depending if they have blue mail, of course. Red mail might be for cowards, but blue mail certainly isn't.
Yeah, blue mail is very useful in this mode.
All right, let's see what the smith has for us. Can't check the hammer pegs without hammer, of course. Another heart container. All right.
So we had a little segment where we got all the money. Is this where we get all the health?
I like how it puts all the health in Dark World.
You need the health in Dark World, so we'll give it to you when you get there, but not before.
Now the lane will be able to dig up his Bombo's medallion here. And there's the blue mail, speaking of which. There's Bombo's for the lane.
Very nice first try dig.
First one dig, the dream.
And we're going to see what's down here in Cave 45 from the lane.
More health. Called it.
This is the health segment of the run.
Honestly, they're in really good shape right now. 9 hearts, blue mail. Maximum Barnage has his 2nd sword. They know where a 3rd sword is if they want to go and get it. Got silvers. Really just need a couple items for progression and they're set.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to see one item that just gets us into any dungeon and makes it where we can actually complete it.
They might... I mean, these might be in logic. It really depends on where that small key is. That's really it.
Is the lane really going to dip into swamp with no hammer?
Wow, just one chest you can access that might have an item. This is a play.
This is definitely a play here. There is a hint tile here.
Imagine if it's hammer right now.
That would be absolutely insane.
All right, let's see what Maximum Barnage finds over. See if this book really came in handy here. Hint? That was Firelocked and Mire, so one of our items. And nothing at Bombo's.
All right, here comes that first chest. Let's see what we get.
Are we really? They're both?
This is insane.
It's just a red rupee, guys. That's crazy. I mean, in terms of they have flippers. They can get all the way to pod. So we have Hype Cave. That's where the lane's heading. So get your hypes ready in chat. There's got to be something over there because we have not really found progression.
Could this be the return of the real Hype Cave?
Ten bomb pack. The second shield. Nothing else. Wow. So there could be something in Thieves. We know there's nothing. Graveyard Ledge. I don't think we got a hint for Catfish. So Catfish, Pyramid, Pod. Even like in the middle of ice because they can access ice. And Lane might be heading to ice now.
He might be. I'd like the pod play better here. They both have 2 bottles and they both have potions. So they can always potion glitch the right side and get further into pod than logic will allow.
So apparently
they have the
lane
bow.
mentally heard you and decided, nope, I'm not actually going to ice.
They also have the bow, so they don't need to do the potion glitch.
Yeah, they can get a majority of items in there. So they're going to get 4 to 5 items, depending on what Helma has. But you had to swim. Like, that's the only way to get over here without Hammer.
Now, how cool would it be to see Vanilla Hammer here?
Gotta see something. I mean, I guess we don't have to. I did mention Pyramid, item, Catfish, something else in Thieves. Is that it? Is that all we have? I think that might be it.
I think so, yeah. We also have an Ether Tablet. Did you mention that one?
No, yeah, good point. I was thinking about that. That was unlocked with that book. Oh, a hint tile check. What is this? A shield requires a bomb. Oh. What a useless hint. Well, useless because they already found it. Book was in Thieves. Looks like Maximum Barnage might go to Catfish first and work his way south. So we'll be able to see those locations sooner than later. Actually, he's gonna, because he didn't do the flipper stuff, he's gonna put it together. Paid off.
Yeah, this is going to be a good play for him. And nothing yet out of pod worth writing home for.
And the same hint. We already got that hint.
Tell us something we don't know.
More cash, of course.
We do have the big key over here, so we could do a hammer jump. We have enough keys for it.
So I think I mentioned there's 5 items total. They might be able to get 4 of them. at the least.
Yeah, they can definitely get 4. If the boss has the 5th, that's where they wouldn't be able to get it. And we are seeing a hammer jump. This is beautiful. Nicely executed, and gets 20 bucks for his effort.
So that's what, 2 items so far?
I believe that's correct.
3, still nothing.
3 and still nothing.
I was trying to think, ice or thieves. Ice is gonna be brutal if that's actually our progression. Unless it's hammer. Finding hammer and ice is annoying, but not too bad.
Yeah, at least if you find the hammer there, you can get through the rest of it and kill the boss. But there is the hammer. French vanilla hammer.
Basically vanilla.
And there is going to be something in the chest in Harmless Hellway here.
So they'll be able to clear it now. Get all 5 items.
And I do believe that map means there's an item on the boss.
Let's see if there's anything on Pyramid for maximum barnage. Got our hammer. We're still looking for Fire Rod. We're looking for Cane. We're looking for Hookshot. Boots would be nice. They're required for desert.
Ooh, are we about to see the Aga play?
Yes. Yes, we are. Getting ready to have that sword once he gets boots.
This is kind of interesting, because it's going to give him the extra portal to get to the Dark World, but it's also going to put a lot more enemies in Light World. It's also going to be one less thing he's going to have to do at the end of the game, because Lane is more than likely going to wait until after he does Ganon's Tower to go do Aga Tower.
We'll have to see what happens when they get boots. I mean, if they get boots sooner, we'll probably see Maximum Barnage pick up that sword. And that can make a big difference, too, since he's doing this early. And that's right, there is a hint tile up here. Yeah.
If they tell us the cache is above the pose again, there's just going to be a
Just
problem.
quit. Just, we're done.
And we see the lane going for 17 hammer hits on Helmasaur here. There's money in the banana stand.
Nice hammer stretch for the lane. Finishing off Helma, getting his last item, whatever this is. But, most importantly, has hammer, so can actually go do stuff.
And he gets the blue cane for his efforts. It doesn't do anything in this mode, but he's got it. He's also got the green pendant, so he could mirror over to Light World and check to see what Sasha has for us.
So now with hammer, they're able to full clear ice if they want. Full clear thieves. They can go to the right-hand side of Death Mountain. Lots of items over there. The boots! Vanilla boots!
It gets no more vanilla than this.
Wow, basically vanilla hammer. Vanilla boots. The dream. And I suspect Maximum Barnage is going to pod right after. I mean, he's sort of stuck having to go there with the way the seed is routing them. So he might be getting boots really soon, and that'll pay off with a tempered. Oh, that's right. The lane still has fighter sword. He never got that sword in Thieves.
Yeah, he never went to Thieves, so he kind of needs to make his way over to Thieves and complete that. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that. You know, maybe save and quit back over to Sanctuary, check out the 2 bonk locations, and then make his way to Thieves. And I totally missed the blue ball count over here on Barnage's side.
I'm sure someone in chat's paying attention. 1 or 2 is good, because that means you can kill Aga decently fast. 3, of course, starts the next cycle, so you do 2 lightning then. I think that was just 1, wasn't it?
I think that would have had to been 3.
Okay, yeah, because we did see a blue ball, and it was just on the second. All right, Maximum Barnage has defeated Aga 1, which is required, and he's gonna walk, and hopefully he'll turn in that green pendant once he's done pot. And let's see what the lane's doing. He's gonna check. It looks like the dash locations first.
He is, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to stop a Lumberjack and get that extra sword. Still stuck with Fighter Sword. This would make things really interesting if you were to go over to Ice Palace instead of Thieves Town first. Because we know at best he'd end up with Master Sword, but likely end up at the boss with Fighter Sword. And that's never a fun fight without the Fire Rod.
Right. Let's see where he flutes to. The 6, he could go into Mire with boots. No cane, though. You can't beat it. He might just be beating Desert.
I was going to say Desert. He can full clear Desert now.
This is interesting. We're definitely going to see a divergence here, because I suspect Maximum Barnage might be picking up Sword. He might be beating Thieves or doing Ice or something.
We did already get a Pyramid Fairy clue, correct? Or did we not?
Yeah, we did. Pyramid Fairy doesn't give us anything. I forget where that hit was, but we know it's nothing good. So that would be Thieves and Desert.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's his thought process, if he was the one that got that clue or not. This is one of the 5-6, and then Thieves would be the other 5-6, and then he could go do Aga with Pyramid Fairy at the same time.
All right, let's see what items are here. They didn't get anything earlier, so there's 2 items in Desert. See if the lane picks up something good, maybe a cane or a mat.
We're still on no items. This has got to be something, right?
Of course.
Bombs is definitely something.
I think I heard there's some cash above the pose.
There might be. I'm not really sure.
Alright, so Lambo does have an item. The lane's making his way up there now while Maximum Barnage clears out Pod. He'll be getting his hammer soon, and of course he has to turn in that green pendant from this dungeon in order to get his boots. See if he does a bomb jump too.
I think we might be seeing the ice rod come out here for Lambo. He does have the ice rod out. The ice rod works just like the fire rod in this fight. It's just the projectile's a little bit slower, so it's preferred to have the fire rod.
Nicely done. 1 cycle. Or is it 2 cycle? What does that count as? Either way, decently quick.
Decently quick. He got $20, and he's got a crystal.
Maximum Barnage setting up his bomb jump. I think that was good. Yeah. So currently the lane has a total of 1 dungeon lead over Maximum Barnage. Keeping in mind, Maximum Barnage beat Agate Tower already. Are we getting an ice play? Oh, man.
That's exactly what this is. Wow, this is going to be...
Fighter's Sword, maybe. Cold Stare. Ooh. No Fire Rod either. This is gonna be Hammer. Cold Stare.
And he didn't stop at the potion shop, did he?
I think he bought one.
I think
But
that was
they
only
also
Barnage
were given
stop.
one, so it's not too bad. So you could do the hammer yump in pod because you can just sort of go clockwise rather than backtracking. The typical route would be going to the right-hand side, doing this U, checking the items here, and then heading left. By doing the hammer yump, you sort of put everything together at once, limiting your screen transition. Yeah, the lane can't do Aga. He really probably ultimately wants to go to Thieves to get his sword, but he doesn't know that. So in ice, we have 3 items total. And given they didn't get a small key here, there's a chance this dungeon actually requires hookshot. We're not sure yet. It depends on what the 2 ice golems have.
And another useless hint.
I mean, to be fair, the hints haven't been bad. We know Pyramid Fairy is nothing. We know the Graveyard Ledge item, which means they can skip it.
Yeah, they've been all right. They gave us a couple skippable items. It's not like it led us right to a progression item, though.
Yeah, Meyer, left-hand side. Meyer, good point. There's 1 item over there, and it's like arrows or something. So that saves some time.
Yeah, the hints have only told us not where to not go. They just haven't told us where to go.
So it does save us some time. All right, Maximum Barnage is going to take on Helma here. He has Master Sword, so it's some bombs in Hype Cave.
Don't go there.
Basically.
And we're about to see the other Ice Palace bomb jump out of the lane.
I've seen so many different setups for this bomb jump. Blue Cane and Green Pennant for Maximum Barnage. Hopefully he turns that in and gets his boots, and then we'll have to see how long it takes him to go to Lumberjacks and pick up that sword. There are a couple of bombs in pots there. He's getting a little low with only 3 bombs in ice.
Oh, there's a vanilla big key for him.
Wow, what a play for maximum Barnage. Like, doing Aga right before this and being rewarded with boots. And hammer, no less. And there's Ether, so medallions are all set. We're looking for Fire Rod, Cane, and Hookshot. That's all we need for Go mode. And they will need all of those items before Ganon's Tower, so Ganon's Tower has nothing.
Yep, and we do see Barnage making the play for King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks. And he'll be going to get his red sword right shortly after from Lumberjack. And Fighter versus Tempered, that's a pretty big deal right there. He's going to save a lot of time on boss fights and just maneuvering dungeons.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Maximum Barnes go to Lumberjack right now. The lane gonna pull Ped. Oh. Yeah, this is it for Ped once he finishes ice. That's a good point.
And all those progression items you mentioned could be on pedestal.
Right. Well, wait, we got bombs from here, so that means the logic expected you to have Hookshot for this dungeon. I think there's an item on Cold Stare, so it doesn't expect Cane, but it expects you to have Hookshot. We got Tempered for maximum Barnage, so this is a huge difference, Fighter Sword versus Tempered right now.
Yeah, even though he's almost an entire dungeon behind right now, this advantage here is going to catch him up very, very quick. And it looks like he's going to go over and finish up Thieves Town and get that out of the way.
Fighter Sword, Cold Stare. Let's keep an eye on the lane screen, see how this goes. This is rough.
Oh, and he missed the spin. That's horrible. That makes this fight so much harder. You see him staying up near the top. If you get those ice things to drop from the ceiling on the very, very top edge of the screen, they don't explode and go anywhere, so you don't have to worry about dodging them, which makes it a little bit easier.
It is better to be hit by ice than it is by one of the puffs. Even with Blue Tunic.
Yeah, Blue Tunic, this boss is still no joke. It's 3 hearts every time you take damage from him.
And it's funny because Blue Tunic is the item from this dungeon. Oh, careful. Even an ice will kill him at this point. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Take your time. Set it up. That's
He did it.
Wow.
Very
what
nice.
A clutch fight. I missed the hint on Maximum Barnage side.
So did I. My eyes were glued to that fight.
Probably cash that pose. I'm just gonna
It
say
probably
that's what it was. You know, the lane's gonna go to Thieves, and he's just gonna be kicking himself. Like, I could have had Master Sword.
Yes, he will.
Oh, what's this? The right-hand side Death Mountain play. Man, why are they avoiding Thieves? Is there something I'm missing here? Well, not they, because Maximum Barnage is in Thieves now. But the lane's making some plays here. Looking for that next bit of progression.
Yeah, he got over there, figured out he didn't have hook shot, and he's got to go the other way. I wonder if he's feeling behind and thinks he has to make some sort of play like this.
I mean, he did get his Moon Pearl in pretty much the last location. That was a while ago. And I guess with how late Pod was, so maybe.
Yeah, and still being on Fighter Sword, knowing that your opponent could have Tempered Sword by now, which his opponent does.
No book, so we can't check what Ether is just yet.
And if he can hover a Hookshot Cave, there are quite a few items he can pick up over here.
Including one within logic.
We did see the island had... It was supposed to be a shield, but it's really 20 rupees right now.
Bombo's being useful again. It was required for both dungeons. And, I mean, thalane used it to clear ice. Fire Rod could be at Ped. Maximum Varnish finishing off blind. Looks like thalane's going to check the hint here. Some cash in the castle. Well, how about that?
Don't go there.
Come on, game. Give us one hint that says, go here. Get this thing.
We're running pretty low on hint tiles. I don't know if we're going to get that now.
Yeah, they're not going to check the one on the left-hand side of Meyer. Seeing a hammer peg check from Maximum Varnage. Thalane does not hover. But he will check the rest of the right-hand side here.
And just $5 in the Hammer Peg Cave.
Man, could Ped have something good right now? It's looking more and more likely. Although, like I mentioned, it's behind Hookshot, so that's not a progression.
Now, imagine they're not going to Skull Woods right now, probably because they don't have Fire Rod. But if Fire Rod's on pedestal, that'd be pretty rude.
That would be. And neither of them actually checked Skullwoods at all, and there's that front part that might have progression there. But Death Mountain's looking pretty good. There's a lot of chests here. We still have 5 more. Maybe do Spike Cave if they want. Fire Rod. Well, there goes that tree. And the cane.
Wow.
But no Hookshot. And I'm pretty sure Hookshot can't be at Pet.
So really, we're one item away from go mode right now.
And he can go do Turtle Rock right now. That was the Turtle Rock starter kit right there. Maximum Barnes is going to clear ice. He will have an easier time with that Tempered Sword. So not too bad. But yeah, Fighter Sword Trinex incoming. Oof.
Hammer Trinex is more like it.
Now there is another sword somewhere in the item pool. So there's a chance the lane gets a different sword than Maximum Varnish did. Oh! Wow.
Amazing. So there's our go mode, except he doesn't have his second sword.
So we're in no mode. We know where all the items are. Once the lane makes his way, and he's going to check everything here looking for a sword, and maybe he'll luck out and get that extra sword. But right now, the lane just needs a sword, and it's in the front of Thieves. It's right there.
Yeah, and honestly, Turtle Rock, he's not going to lose that much time. He'll probably check the Vanilla Big Key chest, and he'll definitely check Laser Bridge. But Barnage is likely going to have to check most of that. And, you know, he might get to skip Laser Bridge, but he'll probably skip the Big Key chest. not a lot of time lost not go moding this dungeon.
Can't believe all three of the items we were looking for were right there in Death Mountain. I mean, it's a good place to check.
Yeah, there's so many items up here. You almost have to come up here.
I actually don't fully know who's ahead right now. Like, the lane is much closer to go mode. He just doesn't know it. We'll probably see Maximum Barnage. He'll finish off Ice. I suspect he's gonna do Desert. I can't do Mire. So he's gonna have to go up the Death Mountain sooner than later.
Yeah, it's really on when does Barnage go to Death Mountain. That's what the play is going to be here.
And when he goes to Death Mountain, he will absolutely be in go mode. So we're gonna see go mode clears. Well, one go mode clear of Turtle Rock.
Now, if you put yourself in the lane's shoes for a minute, you got everything but sword, and you've got 4 dungeons to pick from, really. No, 5, because Aga, you know you get a sword. So does he go to Aga after this and get a Master Sword, and then just go mode everything?
Right. I mean, I suggest for anyone, if you have at least Fighter Sword, Thieves is not that bad, because Blind takes the same amount of hits no matter what. Yeah, he can't do Aga. That's a good point. He can't do Aga without Cave.
That is very true.
So I would say do Thieves, and he'll be rewarded, of course, with the sword there. And then you can just go mode everything else. There's a chance we're going to see a Master Sword versus Tempered on Ganon. And the race might come down to just that.
Yeah, I think the only other play I could think of that the lane might make would be Swamp, just because there's 2 extra items in there, as opposed to Thieves Town only having 4. Swamp, though, is one of those ones that you like to go mode, so he'll probably avoid it.
Thieves has 4, yeah. Swamp has 6, but you really don't want to do left-hand side if you're this close to go mode. And it's just a sword. There's 4 total in the pool. Item pool.
Yeah, and we already know where one sword is, being at Lumberjack, and we already know one of the items in Swamp, actually, because they both went and checked the first chest.
That's 2 keys. The lane has enough to go try next. Let's see if he checks Laser Bridge, though, for that sword. And you can see much faster on Maximum Barnage side. Cold Stare with Tempered. Let's see where Maximum Barnage decides to go next. If he goes up the Death Mountain, he'll be in really good shape. We are getting Laser Bridge check. See if he lucks into another sword here. Powder. They can finally check that magic bat. That's it. Fighter Sword Trinex incoming. Maximum Barnage is going to go do Desert first. Doing a dungeon you know you can complete before checking out a new overworld location.
Yeah, and I can't say I really fault him for it. If you can beat a dungeon, it's always a good idea to go beat the dungeon, especially when it's required. And here on the lane side, we see the hammer coming out for Trinex. Because Fighter Sword, you can only hit him with spins.
Yeah, that's just way too long of a setup. Make every single shot count at this point, and he's down to 3 hearts too. I like how the lane's having all these close boss fights.
He is. And we see him using the hammer on the second phase.
I think 1 hit will kill him, so he does have to play it safe here. 5 hits though. There you go. Lane beats Trinex with that Fighter Sword / hammer combo. Well, he didn't use Fighter Sword at all, but still. It's done.
He had the sword with him. It was fine. Let's see if he makes a play on Thieves Town now. Oh, no, he's going to check Hookshot Cave and probably Spike Cave while he's over here.
And I'm pretty sure these are checks that we're not going to see Maximum Barnage do. Still no sword for the lane.
Yeah, the only way Barnard checks those is if he checks everything out of order up here.
Another Ice Rod on Lambo for Maximum Barnage. And Thalane's finally in the right area, but he might do Skullwood first.
This is true. He can complete Skullwoods, he can pull Pedestal. And this is going to put him on Fighter Sword Mothula.
Oof.
Maybe we'll get lucky and find the 4th sword right here in his chest.
He's very quickly running out of places that are on the way. That would be funny if the ped actually does have the Master Sword for him.
That would be amazing.
Oh no! Maximum Barnage is in Mire. We know he can't complete it because of where the cane is. There's only 1 item here for him.
Yeah, this play is going to cost him a little bit of time. I mean, he was right in the area, though, so it's not that bad of an idea to go dip this dungeon.
Like, his thinking is, if Kane was actually here, though, that would be an amazing play.
It would. It'd be absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, we know where Kane is, so he's not going to find it.
So he equipped the blue cane. Blue cane won't do anything to the spikes coming up. I think it only does something in Spike Cave. Oh no, okay, it does something here. I was mistaken. Seeing some hammer Mothula strash from the lane. You only need 4 solid hits, and there he goes. Nicely done.
Yeah, Hammer Moth is not an easy fight at all. That was a very nice job you did taking him out. Barnage remembering the hint tile, so he's not going to check left side of Mire. And the lane's going to check the one last chest in Thieves Town, or not Thieves Town, Skull Woods.
Well, he didn't do the early stuff yet.
This is true. He does get 10 arrows for it.
Both of the items were actually in the back.
Yeah, I like that play of starting in the back when you have the fire rod, just in case both items are back there. The front ones can be a little clunky to check, depending on where the keys are and everything.
All right, is this going to be a sword for him? Meanwhile, I think Maximum Barnage might check Skull Woods first. Putting off Death Mountain is not going to go well. And we know there's no items in the front of Skull Woods either. It's interesting that we're seeing both runners sort of do that avoidance of one particular area that would help them. But they're sort of making that gamble that it's not required. I mean, the dungeon is required, but just being able to go mode it.
Now, do you think the lane's going to go right and check Graveyard Ledge?
Wait, was there cash? I better check and make sure.
I can't remember what it was.
Alright, he's going into Thieves. He's going to be rewarded with his Master Sword, and that will put him in go mode. He'll be the first of our racers to be in go mode. And there he is. He's in go mode.
Hour 22-minute go mode. And that's going to leave him 3 dungeons to do in go mode.
Well, plus Aga Tower. Oh, that's go mode. That's the same thing.
Yeah, it works the same if you're in go mode or not.
But currently, they're even in terms of dungeon count. This is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I think the question left is, when he gets out of this dungeon, is he going to go mirror and get the Tempered Sword out of Lumberjack? He's not going to do that because he didn't beat Aga. Never mind.
Question is he going to beat Aga early just for the sword?
Yes.
All right, Maximum Barnage, you need the flute to Death Mountain. Is he checking Ped? Oh, okay. Because he also could pull Ped. We're seeing 2 blind pull of Peds.
It's not every day you get to see that. And it looks like the lane's happy with what he's got. He didn't even check the chest up in the attic. So
yeah,
he's going to go all out go mode.
Go mode. I mean, there's only one other sword somewhere in the item pool. And maybe they'll find it in Ganon's tower when he goes to get the big key. Alright, Maximum Barnage is up on Death Mountain. So he's gonna very quickly get... There's 2 items in Paradox Cave and 1 in Super Bunny Cave. So once he gets all 3, he's done. And he's just gonna go mode the rest of the seed.
Yeah, this will be a real race to the finish here. They are even in dungeons with Barnage having...
Oh no! He got the text box. There it is. There it is. Oh. That hurts.
At least it wasn't a Graveyard Ledge chain. Over on the lane side, we're seeing a very nice scripted fight. Does it perfectly. Blind is one of those fights where if you do the same exact thing every single time, he will act the same exact way and die in the same exact place. Barnage got dead rocked.
It's okay. He has stuff to check over here. It's not too bad.
Yeah, he's probably going to do Spiral Cave and then come up the bottom of Super Bunny Cave.
Thalane gonna go do Swamp next. Oh, he's doing Aga first. Never mind. Going for that sword.
Yep, he wants that sword. I don't blame him one bit.
So Maximum Barnage was able to do Cold Stare. He'll be able to do Mothula with Tempered. So we'll see if that's enough to put him ahead. We have no idea, but thankfully with Thalane doing Aga, we'll be able to compare them both. Once they get the Ganon Tower, that is.
Yeah, and the 2 dungeon he's got left, Tempered Sword is a very big advantage. Vitreous and Argus, both.
There's Fire Rod for Maximum Barnage, followed by Kane. It's like, I should have been here ages ago. So ideally he gets the items first, but if he doesn't get the Super Bunny item, we might actually see a full clear of Turtle Rock from Maximum Barnage first.
That wouldn't be too terribly bad for him, honestly. The only thing that would add is Laser Bridge. The big key was Vanilla. Yeah, Mimic Cave, like you said. The lane using perfect NMG strats up here in Aga's Tower. And see, here comes the boomerang for that 1 key in Aga Tower. I told you this was important.
Maximum Barnage heading right in. We're gonna see a full clear of Turtle Rock, which is a shame. His hookshot is right next door. I mean, speaking of pure numbers, there's a more likely chance that hookshot is in Turtle Rock from Maximum Barnage's perspective.
This is true. He's got 6 items here out of Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave, and there's only 3 outside, so can't really blame him for doing what he's doing.
So right now, Thalane does have a bit of a lead after he's done Aga. He just has to do Mire and Swamp. He'll have to find a big key in Mire, which Maximum Barnage already found. Yeah, here Kane doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, he found out the hard way. Kane didn't do anything.
They do a lot of damage, those roller pins.
Yeah, I believe it's 3 hearts of blue mail.
Like Turtle Rock in general, like chain chomps do a lot of damage. You got the lasers and the pokies. Like it's a brutal dungeon.
Yeah, most everything in here does 4 hearts of damage of green mail. The blue only brings it down to 3, so it's, yeah. Not a lot of room for mistakes in here.
Oh no! Speaking of which, There's a chain chomp. So the lane finishing off Aga. Let's see. He might be heading up to pick up his sword right away before he does Swamp and Mire.
Yeah, I would assume that's exactly where he would be going right now. That sword's going to speed those dungeons up quite a bit, at least the boss fights.
There we go. Tempered Sword for the lane. He's all ready to go. Nothing else to find, but maybe some more hearts.
Yep, now it's just going to be a dash to the end. You see Barnage pull out the Fire Rod for the double Poke Room.
So real quick, since we have a bit of a downtime here, I do want to mention, if you guys like what you see, make sure you give our racers a follow. Doing a lot of practice for this tournament, and you can also see just how fast they are.
Yep, and we see the lane now heading into Swamp Palace. This is going to be a really quick one for him to go mode. Doesn't have to stop to grab anything except for one key on a shelf.
Barnage is picking up a refill on the right-hand side there. It's a good spot to get some more magic and hearts.
Yeah, if he didn't, he would have been one shot away from dead coming down Laser Bridge. Good play for him.
So let's see if the lane decides to get that chest that's on the way in the waterfall room.
Can't imagine he will. There's nothing really left that he needs.
Oh, see the pokey. No joke.
Yeah, that room gets a little bit tricky sometimes.
Lane's coming up to Argus. Maximum Barnage coming up to Trinex. So Maximum Barnage does have to be careful with 3.5 hearts here.
And we almost saw the quick kill out of the lane. And both bosses down simultaneously.
All right, the lane has one more dungeon outside of Ganon's tower. Maximum Barnage has to clear 3 dungeons, but Swamp and Skullwood should both be pretty quick. But he still has to get that hook shot, so hopefully he does Super Bunny first. We're probably seeing about a 5-minute difference at this point.
Yeah, the lane does have a pretty decent lead here. And he is setting up the spooky glitch for Myers, so hopefully we get to see that later.
There's a hook shot for Maximum Barnage. He is in go mode. Having 3 of the progression items off the Death Mountain, like I can imagine you're feeling like really behind at this point for how long it took. For both of our runners, probably feeling behind because of how long it took them to get up.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, because there were so many dungeons they could have go moded both of them.
So the lane does have to get the big key. We know it's on the metal grate in the middle of the room. Dungeon. Maximum Barnage already picked up that key while he was here. So he'll at least be able to head straight to Vitreous, saving him a bit of time. Well, he basically spent the time earlier.
Yeah, he will have a little faster time in here.
I'm disappointed one of our runners did not go to the graveyard ledge. We need to know it's there.
Yeah, I can't remember. There might have been a hint about it. I can't really remember. We need to see what it is. We'll ask him to do that after.
Just to confirm, oh look, there was a sword there this whole time.
The butter sword was there.
So we're gonna get Tempered Mothula here. This shouldn't be too bad. 4 hits, assuming you don't hit him into the spikes.
And speaking of the spikes, he doesn't want to get off the spikes. Finally does, and Barnage takes him down.
See if the glitch is set up.
I think he did get it set up properly.
Oh, there it is.
So what just happened? Because of the way he fluted in here and the way he put down that Samaria block, the fire rod has 2 different projectiles. One of them lands in a funny spot because of the altitude variable getting messed up by the flute. So he can hit things that are way across the screen to the top, and sometimes even in different rooms. And he makes very quick work of Vitreous. Very nicely done.
Tempered is much better. It was a good call to get it. All right, Maximum Barnage just entered Mire as well. But that is the last crystal for the lane. That means we're going to do the Big Key guessing game. We're doing that here, right? Is that on this channel?
Yes, we are. Here it goes. Get your guesses in chat. There are 24 locations.
Pick between 1 and 22. Where do you think the big key is? We already get some guesses, so where do you think we're going to find that big key today?
I have a feeling we're going to have an early big key. I want to say something like 3. For all these guessers in chat, anybody that's donated 250 bits to any of the speed gaming channels or subscribe to any of the speed gaming channels, if you do guess correctly and you're the first one to guess it, you will get your name on the leaderboard and a shout out from us.
23 tile room. I don't think that's how that works. Could be tower room though. I feel like this seed still has a bit of trolliness. Look at how he bunched everything on Death Mountain, like to the end.
It was. All the cash was bunched together. All the hearts are bunched together.
Oh, getting dead rocked. Oof.
Oh, those dead rocks are brutal. And we see Barnish taking on Vitreous as the lane heads over to Ganon's tower.
Oh, careful with that lightning. Alright, takes care of Vitreous. He still has to do 2 more dungeons. Sorry, 1 more dungeon with Swamp. So it's a bit of a hike. The lane heads in at about 141, so we'll be able to see the time difference here.
He does pick up a small key over here on the right side, so we're going to see at least the next 4 chests out of here.
Vitreous shoots more lightning as he gets there's less eyeballs around him. All right, chest number 3 coming up. 4, 5. More rupees in number 6.
And time to go see what's on the left side. Number 7 is going to be Bob's torch, and it's just a small key.
Oh, Bob's getting dressed. If they even get that far, that is.
Might be getting all dressed up to go see what's on Graveyard Ledge.
That's right. Place to be.
Chest number 8, small key. Number 9, piece of heart.
12 hearts is really good for hard mode. 10, still nothing. Wait, 11. What?
Yeah, that was 11. We're halfway through. It's number 12.
Oh, man. That was close. I guess 14. Ket San Pepper. Oh, it looks better with the capitalization. Ketsa and Pepper.
Nicely done guessing the correct number.
That is not too bad. It's an early big key.
And we see the lane just ripping through the first part of the upper part of Ganon's tower with a bow dash, too.
Don't see that too often.
I did look before the match. He's got a 128 MMG time, so he's probably familiar with this current setup that he's got. So we should see him rip through this gauntlet.
Making very quick work of Gauntlet here. Maximum Barnage is about to get up to Argus. Probably got like a 7-minute time difference, I think, at this point.
It's probably about that. And that was a really, really fast gauntlet run there. Almost a one-cycle Lambo. He ran out of magic.
See, that's that muscle memory coming back to bite you. You're used to having full magic by this point.
Exactly. Picks up a little bit of magic for the torches later. And for the cane use here.
He might need to get that second magic pot that's in the torch room coming up. Or I should say the first one. The first one that's by the Southern Lantern.
I think he missed one there, so he might not be good now.
Yeah, he definitely has to
He's definitely not good.
Oh, he's just going to use a potion instead.
That works even better. Now he can use Fire Rod, even though he pulls a lamp out.
Yeah. Maximum Barnes has finished Argus. He's going to make his way up to Ganon's tower. All those shots.
First try torch hit. And we're coming up on Trolldorm 2.
Much easier with Temper this time.
Walks right by the last chest in the game.
This is a race. We got things to do.
That's right. We don't need anything. Except for what's above Graveyard Ledge.
We do need that. I'm surprised they actually haven't found Kate.
That is the only thing they haven't found.
Pretty nice setup for the lane. Nice Aga 2. So he just has to fight Ganon and he is done. Just missing the sub 150 mark at this point.
And we see Barnage heading into Ganon's tower right now.
Let's see if he decides to do right hand side. No, he's gonna go straight left, which will actually save him a little bit of time here. Oh, that's a nice setup for the lane. Dash strats. Oh, this is gonna be a quick Ganon.
Yeah, he's definitely got the 1-in-1 here. Think about the only thing he needs to do is remember to turn on his silver arrows when he grabs his bow.
Tricky bit of menuing here. And he got it.
Absolutely nailed it.
Looks like we're getting a double on Ganon. Got the torch glitch. And that is it. Ganon is down. As long as he walks through that door, he is our winner. The match. Maximum Barnage has gotten a big key. He's starting his progression up Ganon's Tower. So silvers are off. Like, by default on hard mode, silvers are not turned on because you can only use them on Ganon. So congrats to the lane, our winner at about 150.
GG to the lane. Let's get those GGs in chat.
That was a really good Ganon. Let's watch Maximum Barnage finish off Ganon's Tower here. And we'll see if the lane will join us for an interview. And here we are, joined by our winner, GG, the lane.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
So how about that Death Mountain?
That was quite interesting. I thought I hit the jackpot with that hammer in part before doing like Thieves Town and like too much of the other hammerlock stuff. But then when I went up Death Mountain before like basically everything else, kind of, it was interesting. Felt really good.
Both of you guys actually had quite a bit of divergence. You were putting off these for so long, and we knew there was a sword there. And actually, Book was also in the front half. Maximum Barnage cleared that the first time you guys like went to Dark World. He did the first half. You skipped it, and he was sitting on Master Sword for ages. And then he actually killed Aga right before Pod. So right after getting boots, he was able to get Tempered. So it was a difference of him having Tempered and you sitting on Fighter Sword, clearing off Cold Stare, Trinex, and just like for how long it took you to get that Master Sword.
Yeah, in retrospect, maybe it was a mistake, like skipping out on the first 4 chests in Thieves Town. But then again, I kind of know myself, so if I go in there and I get like 2 items in the front, but still don't have the hammer, I would definitely go and do the rest and not go out again.
Right, you didn't want to risk.
Just a thing. Yeah, but yeah, so I would have ended up full clearing without the big chest, and yeah, that would have been on my mind the entire time. And this way, I thought, okay, I'd rather come back to Pod. That's not like too big of a deal if Hammer like ends up in Thieves Town. But if Hammer is in Pod, that's like super huge. And I'm gonna be back in Thieves Town like relatively quick here, is what I was thinking. But then didn't happen because I got like kind of distracted.
So yeah, so after Pod, you had your boots, you had your hammer. I think you went to Ice next, didn't you?
I went to Desert and then into Ice, yeah.
Yeah, so what made you choose that over Thieves?
Kind of didn't want to go back to the Thieves Skullwoods area another time, and was hoping to find the fire rod somewhere in there, to be quite honest. And then there's like 3 hints in Ice Palace as well.
Yeah.
Also, Ice being a pendant, so I could just pull Pad after doing Skullwoods, or like while I'm around in that area. So that was what I was thinking.
Okay, well, I think it actually really worked out. It was a close match for most of it. Like I mentioned, with the sword difference, there was a knowledge difference with Maximum Barnage having the book. Like, if he stumbled on something useful at one of the tablets, like, that would have been a big deal. But no, our progression was, Pod and Death Mountain. Death Mountain, oh my gosh. And it's just a shame that you had to still look for a sword at that point.
Yeah, I was also thinking, like, how much do I clear in every dungeon? But then I thought, okay, I should just, like, get every item I can. Like, not risk it, because I know one sword is already on Lumberjack. So there's not really that much room left. And I don't want to end up finding my Master Sword in... Oh, that's not... Oh, never mind. I don't want to end up finding my Master Sword in GT and then... like having to do Aga Tower and then kinda you don't want to go back and grab that tempered sword out of Lumberjack when you're already like in front of Ganon. So yeah, I thought I should just get the second sword somewhere along the way and then do Aga, get the tempered, and then finish up.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the check. Real quick, Maximum Barnage picked up our cape at Moldorm 2 chest.
Oh, nice.
That was calling it because we were talking about where the heck is Kate, because that's the only item from our perspective you guys were missing, and that's just fun. That is right there.
Yeah, I was really hoping for either a sword or the cape, so I could grab that other sword.
Yeah, any sword that you would have gotten, like in Turtle Rock or when you were checking chests, like that would have been instantly, I'm going. Yeah, that was an interesting seed. Seeing you put off these for so long. We were watching Maximum Barnage, and it looked like for a little bit he was ahead, but he put off Death Mountain for so long. He actually ended up double dipping Meyer, just checking the item there because he was doing Desert.
Oh, I see.
So that was really where it changed, because it was close, and then when Maximum Barnage went into Meyer, it's sort of like we saw that you were ahead because you were basically in item go mode. You just need that sword, which we knew you were going to get while clearing Thieves.
Yeah, one thing I want to get a question into. You had a lot of fights with Fighter Sword, boss fights. Which ones of those were you feeling comfortable with, and which ones had you a little bit shaky?
Usually I don't mind like low percent bosses, but this time I think Coaster was kind of a mess, and I'm really happy that I didn't end up dying there, because that would have been...
I want to say, that was a great Cold
interesting.
Stare fight.
Yeah, that cold stare was clutch. That was amazing.
See, I didn't like that very much, but I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
Chad liked it. Alright, Maximum Barnage is on Ganon now. He'll be finished shortly. Just equipping those silvers. Fortunately, he doesn't get the good Ganon teleport location. Get the double in there. And that's it for Maximum Barnage. We don't have a timer for him, so I don't know what his final time is. But it's within the credits of the lane. So GG to Maximum Barnage.
We got
Less
an
than
official
10 minutes.
SRL time on Barnage for 1:57:38.
So about 7.5 minute difference. So we'll see if he'll join us for an interview as well. The item count for the lane, 160. Not too bad. I mean, you were able to skip most of Meyer. Definitely Ganon's Tower. I mean, just with... you guys skipped most of the swamp. Like, there was no reason to do it.
Yeah, I was able to do something that kind of never happens, which was go modding Thieves Town. So that was kind of interesting. Like, apart from that first chest, but I mean, you had to check it anyway to get the big key.
And we're joined by Maximum Barnage, GG's.
GG's, Thalane.
Yeah, OGG Barnage.
It was a fun series. I had fun with all three of our matches, I think.
I would agree, but then I remember yesterday I was so out of it. I don't know. It was just kind of like my first seed. I didn't know what to do, so that felt really bad. But yeah, the other two games were kind of good execution-wise and routing-wise as well, I think.
You just gotta ban that Randomizer, man. It gets you every time.
Yeah, I know, right?
But no, so this race is pretty fun. I was a little frustrated that all three items that I was looking for outside of Death Mountain were on Death Mountain.
Yep.
And that really got me. Like that, I think that was the breaker in the seed. And once, like, I felt like the time difference wouldn't have been too bad still, except that once nothing showed up, I felt like I needed to gamble a little bit in order to, pray that I could, maybe enter Turtle Rock when Thalane couldn't, and then find something,
So we were just talking about this. You guys were close. We couldn't tell who was ahead because of the routing differences. You had Tempered when the lane just had Fighter for most of it, because he never went into Thieves to get that Master Sword. And you making that call to go kill Aga right before Pod really paid off because you got boots, you were able to get Tempered. So you were doing most of the bosses with Tempered. So we're like, we didn't know which way it was going to go. You both were sort of doing the same thing in a different order, but the lane making the call to go to Death Mountain and you sort of avoiding it for so long was really what made the biggest difference.
Yep, that was it.
The Meyer double dip, I think, is a bulk of that time difference that you see there.
Yep.
That probably took about, 4 or 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, and it was again at that point I was like, I've full cleared everything except Death Mountain. I just need something to not be on Death Mountain.
Right. And we were talking, if you had found Kane and Meyer, that would have been ridiculously huge. I mean, there was already Vanilla Boots and Vanilla Hammer. Why not Vanilla Kane? So it would have been amazing and quite a difference. So it was just that sort of gamble.
Well, there were 3 items. There were 3 items I could have found there that really would have or could have had the potential to do something. Even if I find Fire Rod, maybe I can then take that and get the 2 items in Skullwoods, and then it has something.
Right.
Or if I find Hookshot, then I can go full clear Swamp, and then maybe that would have something. Or maybe there's something in Hookshot Cave. So like every single one of those items had potential to, without them, I was leaving items behind on Death Mountain, and so I just didn't want to go up Death Mountain. And the solution was just go up Death Mountain with nothing, and then the game will hand you everything.
That's right. I mean, you just got to make that sort of call. It's going to change no matter what. You just have to go with your gut and hope it pays off.
Yeah, that's rando. I mean, that's why we play, right?
Yep. Speaking of going with your gut, since you're both here and you both made this play, what was up with that early Swamp Palace dip with no hammer?
Oh, that's where we both saw you do it at roughly the same time. We're like, what the heck?
That's really funny. Well, you have all the equipment and you're looking for hammer. I was planning on crossing right across Swamp Palace to take that route up through Catfish. And check Dev Cave for the hint. The hints, by the way, were the most garbage hints in the history of hints.
Yeah, I think that said something about the pose. Maybe there was something. We don't know.
We got that one. We got that one twice. We weren't going anywhere near the pose this seed. But no, the one that really got me was someone friendly has something, and so I built my entire route around checking all the NPCs, and the only if I don't get that hint, I go straight to Pod.
Okay.
But instead, I was like, well, I have Catfish, I have Zora, I have Hobo, I have the Purple Chest guy, I have the blacksmith. So I was, and then Sahasrahla being the last one in that route. So I built my route around hitting all of them before going to Pod, because I'm like, the game just told me that they have something. If one of them has the hammer, I'm going to feel like a fool for running to Palace of Darkness first.
Yeah, I mean, I think that paid off. That's what allowed you to get your Tempered so early. Because you did Aga Tower to go to Catfish and then go to Pod. I think that actually ended up working out using that hint. But just, that swamp play for both of you guys, that was funny. It's like, this is the hammer dream. Getting hammer in that only chest you can access in the swamp. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I think if you're right there and you're gonna head over to East Dark World, it only takes a minute, maybe slightly more. So I think it's worth checking if you're still missing the hammer. If it's you're missing something else, which is not the hammer, I probably would not have gone into that.
Yeah, the hint also incentivizes it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously you can just walk in and not do the thing, but if you have the items, you may as well. At least that's how I feel about it.
So I see we're getting a little bonus content from the lane. What do you got in store for us here?
I might be checking that graveyard ledge.
That's important.
We've been curious for a while as to what was there.
It must be really bad. We know it's not a unique item, so it's not the single arrow.
So another funny thing about the seed, though, so many rupees in Light World, and then all of your hearts were basically in Dark World.
Yeah, we were rich. We were walking. That's really unusual for hard mode. Usually you're scrounging. But
Yeah,
you know,
honestly,
the
it's
300 drops
pretty
were around.
Silvers were in an easy to reach location. Ultimately, your swords were actually in a decent location. I mean, Lumberjack, sort of bad, but all dungeons means it's not too bad to get to.
It was, yeah. I mean, the seed was really friendly, and you know, if you just go up Death Mountain, the seed's like also completely free. But you know, that
Check
just
graveyard ledge for us. I love it. There
here
it
we
is.
go. Here we go. It's just a bloopy.
It's just a bloopy, but you know that was a well-earned bloopy.
Yes, indeed. The overworld glitches got you there. but anyway, yeah. It was a fun race. It's been a fun tournament so far. I only got 2 left, and I'm kind of disappointed that that's all I got left. So
Yeah, 15 is a lot of races. I think you're about the middle of the pack. You might have a chance to tie for second, but I think it's gonna require certain things. You said you have 2 more races left.
2 more races. Everyone needs to. I don't think it's completely impossible with this loss. I think without the loss, I would have needed a ton of help, and with this loss, it pushes me to 6 and 7, so it can't be done. But yeah, I mean, I was mostly eliminated after Kern swept me 0-3. So, but yeah, you know, I'm just gonna have fun with the next 2, and you know, the next 2 are the battle for the winning record. You know, I gotta win them both. So
Definitely.
always something to play for.
And Thalane, you are currently top of your group.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I was really hoping to beat you tonight to make it a little bit more interesting.
It was close. It
Yeah.
was definitely close between you, and I do recommend a rewatch of this one just so you can see the differences in the routes.
It
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been really crazy if you've won that. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's still like 4 people that can make the brackets technically.
Yep. So Dunka and Kern is going to be real close. So like, I think Dunka has breakers over Kern, but
Yeah.
you know, whoever comes out there could be good. And you know, if you drop a couple, I mean, you're not entirely safe either, Thalane. So
Yeah, I know. I need to win like 1 or 2 more to be safe. And Danka already messaged me like, "Okay, buddy, I need you to sweep Kern off the off the brackets."
But yeah, no. We had a lot of good competition in our bracket. I mean, every runner, or you know, most of the races have been really competitive. So it's been a real fun bracket. I'm glad to have been part of it.
Nice.
But yep. I guess that's it. That's it for me. I'm gonna get going and get some sleep. So thanks for the race, GG's again, and take care. Have a good night. Thanks for comms and tracking as well.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for the race.
Yeah,
Later, guys.
So I guess we will wrap things up here. I do want to again shout out to our runners here. Make sure you stop by, give them a follow. Thank you to our tracker, Haha Cell, and our restreamer, which I think was Mr. Broadstone.
Yes, it was.
And of course, thank you, Hacksaw, my co-commentator.
And thank you, Jet. And thank you, Speed Gaming, for giving us this opportunity and putting on this awesome show for everybody.
We still have 2 more weeks of the group stages, so plenty of races. There's a bunch of groups that are still sitting at like a third, if not a half of the races they still have to do. So definitely stay tuned to these Speed Gaming channels for more of the tournament. And that's just a group stage. We have bracket after this.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting tournament left to go yet. And there's a lot of exciting racers with a lot of races that need to be played in the group stage. So definitely stay tuned.
Yeah, we have more races tomorrow. So again, stay tuned and thank you all for watching.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.